told myself at a young age that I was gonna like sacrifice. I used to run myself into the ground to like pure exhaustion just because then I would feel like, oh, I deserve it. Probably why I go so hard in the gym, go so hard in life. I want to feel the hardships of it. Trick yourself into believing you're doing what you're supposed to do. Like you almost have to like, having faith in yourself and having hope, having faith, that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing is one thing, but you got to believe that this is your destiny and this is what you're supposed to be doing in life, if you really want it, and that's what I had to do. For me, I always enjoy reverse engineering things. I always like seeing something like, all right, I know where I want to go. How do I get there? What's the creative, it was fun for me to find ways to get the things that I wanted. I think I always want to constantly evolve, I always want to constantly grow. I never want to get to a point where I feel like I got it figured out, I always want to kind of push myself to be better, and do greater things, no matter what it is. Do
you have aspirations that are more detailed, or are you kind of just wanting to do good?
No, I want to be the best. I'm a competitor. I like to compete. Like growing up with, with the name Michael Jordan, I've always had a certain pressure on myself, and always having to kind of prove people wrong, and I just kind of put an instant chip on my shoulder of wanting to be great, and do great things. And I think as a human, sometimes you feel like you always got to wait for the right time, what makes sense to you to actually start executing, to actually stop making excuses, to doing the things that you always really wanted to do. And I'm starting to find myself, and I'm guilty of that. And I'm starting to find myself now being like, nah, there is no right time to do anything. You just got to start doing. If I'm eating food, I'll save the best for last. You know what I'm saying? I'll eat around it to the one part that I really want to eat. I'm going to save that. I'm a delayed, gratification. I'm that type of person. So I'm literally all right, I will party later. I work hard now, so the second half of my life, I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's been my mentality. It's I'm not going to trick off my early years for partying and then worry about struggling, how I'm going to make it, how I'm going to take care of my family, how I'm going to take care of everybody else. That's not going to be me. I'm going to grind it out now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to set up the foundation so I can enjoy myself later. That's always been my mentality, and that works for me. It's easy to see the good stuff when it's successful, when it happens the right way, the reward. But very rarely people really understand the lows, how lonely this industry is too. How much time you spend by yourself, and alone, and when things get bad, it could be a lonely place, man. And you got to be a certain type of person, I think, to kind of handle that. Yeah. Of course, I want success and nice things and all that good stuff, of course, But at the same time, that's not the motivation. I kind of spoke into existence actually, because I was coming off a Chronicle, and I talked with my agent at the time, and I told him, I said, look, I just want to do an independent film. I want to just find something for me to show I can go. I can go with the best of them. Because in my head, you got to have a confidence that that you can. I was 25. I was ready to. I was ready to show, you start to smell yourself. I'm working out a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to kind of get in my big boy pants and show that I can try to carry a film. And actors, we go on this journey from role to role and trying to find these moments where you can make something out of it and make it memorable and make it something that's going to get you your next job. And when the script kind of came along, it was perfect. What I wanted to do in my life and my career at the time, and what Ryan wanted to do in his life and in his career at the time, just kind of seemed to mesh and kind of fall into place. Yeah, honestly, he's the reason why I have the self-confidence to go out there and do it, to be perfectly honest. Just representation is so important, on screen. I think behind the camera also. See somebody my age that's, taking the responsibility of, however hundreds of millions of dollars this project is, it's inspiring. It's let me know that I can do that as well. And then he also, pushed me and told me there's never a perfect time. So just suck it up and just go ahead and do it.
Nice.
You know what you're doing. So just to hearing that from him definitely pushed me to wanna get behind the camera a lot quicker. I was on notable shows at the time that people knew who I was, or like, oh, that's the guy. I mean, did we go to school together? Or I mean, yeah, you look familiar. Like, who's that? Oh, yeah, that's the guy from The Wire or whatever. But that type of notability, you know, doesn't really translate into financial stability. So,
what did you do?
Ah, man, I mean, go for broke.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I was blessed enough to kind of like, after I got each job, you know, that whatever that check was would last me enough to, you know, where I would doubt and hope and get nervous and be like, oh man, I got to move back to Jersey, and then I would book something. And it would keep me there for a little bit longer. Like right when I was getting ready to give up, it was always something that kept me there for a little bit longer. So yeah, man, it was tough, but in my head it was like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, like my thing is doing the homework. That's always been my thing. If I work harder than anybody else, I might not be the most talented guy, but I feel if I work harder than anybody else, they can't, you know what I'm saying? They can't take that away from me. That's one thing I can control. It's not just acting, it's, you know what goes into becoming an actor. People see the end result. They see the lights, they see the, the premieres, they see the movies. They don't see the time that you put in by yourself. They don't see the lonely journey. They don't see the auditions that you go in where you hear, no, you're not this, you're not that. They don't see the moments where you're sleeping in your car. They don't see the moments where, you gotta go to 7-Eleven and, you know what I'm saying, dollar item this, dollar item that, you know what I'm saying? You don't, when you gotta go into a gas station, swipe your card, get gas, and then hurry up and go inside a convenience store and try to get, some chips and, a frozen pizza or whatever before it says decline, because, you got that much money in your account.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't see those moments. They don't see the, the moments you stay up all night, man, studying these lines, rehearsing, and then you go into an audition and you don't get it again and 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 again, but somehow you still have faith and believe that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So it's like, and then when you do get successful, you do get some success, it's now you're getting ridiculed and judged, by everybody. Most of the time, your own people, they want to cannibalize you as much as possible. Oh, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, you're not that, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I also help people, man. I'm really big in the next generation. I feel like that's the only way it's going to get better moving forward, is if, you got to leave this world in a better place than it was when you came in. I'm born in '87, dash, question mark. I don't know when I'm gone, you know what I'm saying? But I want to work on my dash, you know what I'm saying? I want to work on that time that I'm here. And it's, and I feel like I can make it easier for the next round of filmmakers and the next round of actors coming up, and I mean, then I'm content with going out on that. Making making choices and standing behind them, making smart choices, sacrificing things, that are for the sacrificing yourself for things that are bigger than you. Doing the right thing, even when nobody's looking. I'm excited at the opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's guaranteed, nothing's set in stone, but just the opportunity to be able to do things that, I mean, one of my biggest things is like being forgotten, especially after you're gone, when you're not here no more. It's like life moves on, everybody moves on, and you want to leave something behind that's like going to be around forever, something that's like, you want to leave a legacy, whether it's, and do things that help the next gen. Like I said, I really want to open up the doors for young filmmakers and just people in general.